Hey, hello weekend.
Hello, Matt.
Good morning, Chloe. How are you this morning?
Oh man, there's nothing I love better than a little Yaz clarinet
A little Yaz
to start my
clarinet first
day.
thing in the morning.
It feels
And it's
great.
been a
You
bit since
just
we've heard it
it sounds
because
like
we
a puppy,
it sounds like a puppy.
Yeah, like it's this it's the background. It's like the soundtrack to a puppy like bouncing around and having a good time.
Oh God. Yes. Yes, it does. I recently I've started exploring the TikToks, and
Oh, welcome.
I am heavily implanted in pet TikTok and
Oh,
Gordon Ramsay TikTok.
oh,
I
Gordon
love
Ramsay has a TikTok.
Gordon Ramsay has a TikTok where he will like do the duets where he like will watch somebody make something or like and like respond to it. It's very, very fun.
I love that
Yeah.
so much. Okay, well that's I know what I'm doing this weekend. Made up my mind.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. TikTok is like I haven't made a TikTok yet.
Yeah.
I get a
Well,
little like
it's a lot.
it's a lot because there's so I get super overwhelmed with making a TikTok.
Yeah. When you try to make TikToks, you really start to appreciate how much effort TikTokers put into making them
Hmm.
for reals.
Absolutely. Good morning, Bella. Good morning, Allison.
Oh yeah, that
Uh,
makes sense that his daughter got him into.
yeah.
I would not. I would not want to. I would
What?
not fight Gordon Ramsay's daughter. Because then you'd have to deal with Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, 100%.
You know.
100%. Sorry, I've got an itch right behind my shoulder blade,
Oh
and I've got
no! It's right
well,
in the middle.
I keep this here for just such
It's very resourceful,
situations.
Matt.
Yeah,
You got
I
to
have
get
it
to it.
sitting. Huh? Yeah,
We got
I
to
have
get
it
you one
right
of
here in
those,
my
the plastic strip. Yeah.
shrunken skull pen mug that I have here that
Is that like?
I got it at Disney World.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you get it at Disney World?
Yeah, my wife and I overpaid for it at our um, when we went, and right, that was the trip we got engaged. We got engaged down in Disney World.
Oh.
We went to Trader Sam's Tiki Grotto, or just something
Oh.
like that,
Yeah.
and it's this really cool like Polynesian bar. Uh, and it's oh yeah, like the pictures move, and there's like all these like lighting things that happen.
It's so
And yeah,
magical.
we were under the impression that if you got one of a drink with a glass, you got to keep the glass.
Right.
And so they said, "Did you want to keep the glasses?" And we're like, "Yeah, we'd like." We got several. They give you new glasses and then they charge you for them. So we ended
Um.
up spending like over $100 at that place,
Well,
and
they're not gonna send you home with a dirty glass or a full wallet.
or a full wallet. Either one of those
It's
things.
it's if your wallet is full, it's messy, and they're not about that.
Right, right. They want you to empty that wallet in front of them
Yeah.
and give you all the
And then shake it
contents.
out until a
Yeah,
moth flies out.
which is usually what happens when I open my wallet anyway. It's just a moth flies out of it.
A small insect. Uh. Anyway,
Anywho, it's been a bit since we've done
it's
this.
been a little while. We took a small hiatus for a couple reasons. Um, Matt had some traveling to do.
I did some traveling. I went to Illinois.
Uh huh.
I was supposed to go. I had a family thing that was going to be happening in Illinois, and the minute I touched down in Indianapolis and got in my dad's car, he informed me that family thing had been canceled due to COVID, and it had just been canceled like while I was in the air. Uh, so my whole reason for going was canceled the minute I landed. Which was, I mean, I still had a week to hang out
Yeah.
with my sisters and my nephews and
That is nice,
nieces,
yeah.
and get to see my dad. Saw some other friends. So that was nice.
So pleasant, yeah.
But I was like, oh man, I could be home right now.
I could be in my own bed. Let me
Yeah,
tell
because
you, after a month and a half on the road, unintentional month and a half on the road, uh, being back in my own room is such a treasure.
yeah, and that's not all that happened over the course of our hiatus. It turns out Chloe
Yeah.
had an adventure herself.
A little brain
Look,
trouble I
yeah,
had.
you were
So
concussed, right?
I was concussed. So part of the reason that my trip was so I was planning to be gone for the month of July, but I was going to get back
Hmm.
before the end of that. Um, Part of the reason that my trip was extended, uh, I was in I was in Wisconsin at my parents' house,
Uh-huh.
and there's a light fixture over the foot of the bed in the room that I was sleeping in, and I was looking for something on the bed, so I was leaning over the bed, and then I stood up
Ugh.
into the light fixture, and it's very
Ugh.
pointy. It's a pointy light fixture,
Oof.
um, and it didn't like it hurt pretty bad. I
Yeah,
had my mom check and make sure I didn't break the skin or anything, which I did not, but
but you hit
I
it hard.
did it did cause some brain troubles, and I didn't have so I learned a couple things about
Hmm.
concussions. Sometimes the symptoms don't show up until a day or two later.
Mm.
And so I started getting symptoms the next morning. I had a huge headache, and then I
Oof.
had an episode with my vision going in and out, my hearing going in and out. I had some tinnitus, which is like ringing in the ears.
Oh
I felt
man,
nauseous. I had sensitivity to light. Uh, it was not cool.
that doesn't
And
sound cool at
no.
all.
And so screen time was obviously a no go for me.
Yeah, not something we could really do.
Yeah, because I could only do like you have to. So the beginning of the concussion, you have to like rest a lot. You have to rest your brain,
Hmm.
and so like a lot of that is doing nothing. It's like taking naps. You can like listen to some music or to audiobooks as long as it like doesn't bother your ears. But really, the only two things that I could do were nap and color.
Oh
So
man.
I got really good at coloring, you guys.
Yeah, that sounds like I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
like a forced vacation,
Yeah.
like a
Forced
forced like
rest.
break.
Yeah. Which is not bad.
Right.
After the trip that I went on, it was like I was probably going to sleep a lot anyway.
Right.
So that was I love naps. I'm a fan.
Oh,
So
a huge fan of naps.
huge
I was
fan of
over at
naps.
my I was over at my I stayed at my sister's, my youngest sister's house,
Mhm.
and her daughter Olivia is I think 3, and then my baby nephew Franklin is like 3 months old. So
Oh.
in the afternoon,
They're
like
big
it
fans of naps
was, yeah,
too.
we were big fan of naps. We would sit on the couch and watch all kinds of kids shows on Netflix.
Oh,
I
amazing.
Yeah, I got inundated with all the hip kid shows
Oh, good.
um,
So you know
on
about
Netflix.
PJ Masks and
This was we
Paw
we
Patrol.
watched something about a dollhouse, Gabby's dollhouse,
Oh, I'm not familiar.
which is yeah, it's about this kid who's got a dollhouse with various cat toys, cats that are toys in the dollhouse, and then she goes inside the
Okay.
dollhouse and becomes a
A
cartoon,
cat lady?
yeah, and she's got little cat ears.
Oh,
It's adorable.
I love
And
that.
they solve puzzles and do like all kinds of things. Then there was a show called Bluey about it's an Australian show, and
Oh.
it's these little 8-minute episodes, and they're all like Australian shepherds. It's like this family of Australian like shepherds, and it's like two blue.
I
Um,
love that.
like the dad is a blue like a blue healer, like a blue dog, and then
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really. And it was like, watch this, because when you see the back seat of their car, it's just covered in like junk and snacks and like everything like that. Like it's like real life.
Wow.
And I was like, you've been watching these cartoons for too long.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of that.
Yeah. My niece is really into so her top 3 favorite things right now, we got Pikachu, we got unicorns, and we got flamingos.
Nice. Those are 3 solid things.
3 solid things. I mean, there's a lot of overlap on the things that we like, so that makes me happy.
Right? Yeah.
But I don't trust flamingos.
I don't trust anything that becomes the color of what they eat.
Can you imagine if humans did that?
What became the color of what they ate?
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
It'd be really cool.
I would be into that. I would eat nothing but rainbow sherbet. Because that would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, so here's the question is that do all the colors that you eat mix together into one color, or do you get splotches or like stripes? You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah. I think the second option would obviously be cooler, but
stripes would be cooler, but splotches is probably what would happen. Because we're a splotchy species. We're a splotchy bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would just be like it would just be some weird shade of just.
We just end up being the same color that we already are.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
A brown beige.
Exactly. All right. Well, I mean, we have our first guest hanging out in the back. Very excited. We've got 2 really fun guests for you today. We're David Thomas is going to be joining us later on in the show, which I'm very excited about. But we're about to get all sciencey. Sciencey. We both have our glasses on.
Yeah, these are blue light
glasses on.
Science.
We have our so Chloe and I will like look more smarter.
We're trying to look smart.
We're trying to look smarter.
Is it working?
No. I mean, maybe a little. I don't know.
That probably didn't help.
We have a wonderful guest coming in and joining us this morning. She is a scientist. Even though she didn't know, she got excited about being called a scientist on Twitter. And she's going. We're going to talk about some cool stuff today. Let's bring Leah on. Leah, good morning.
Good morning. I am so happy to be here. This is such a good vibe.
Yeah,
we
like to have fun.
Start the weekend right.
Leah, where are you calling us from this morning?
Atlanta, Georgia, or Decatur now.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's nice, except for the Florida part. But
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah. How is it down there? Like, it's got to be just like stupid, like muggy and gross down there. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. You know that John Mulaney, just I am damp all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the back of a dolphin, my back.
Oh man, yeah. I don't do. It was super like humid and muggy a couple of the days that I was in Illinois, and oh man, it's just gross.
I'm really sorry for thinking this, but in an alternate universe where no one ever suffers any consequences, I kind of wish that you got COVID on that plane.
Oh.
It would have been a nice little extra, like.
Well, I took a COVID test yesterday, and I get the results back tomorrow. So you are
we'll
hopefully
see.
hopefully you're not right. But I've never had anybody tell me they wish I got COVID.
I wish the parallel universe version of you who cannot feel pain and is somehow otherwise the same.
Right.
It would be like comedically correct.
Yeah, accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
it would give me a reason to shake
canceled.
my fist and be like, "Oh, damn you, Illinois!"
I say that a lot.
Oh yeah, how was it on the airplane?
It's crazy to go back home and
Did people wear their masks on the airplane?
Oh, it was required. Yes.
Okay.
It was required.
That's
They made
That's-
several. They made several
Announcements.
announcements saying it is federally mandated that you wear this mask.
That's good. That's
So,
good.
and I got these awesome. I actually have one right here. I got these off of Etsy. These are real nice. They're like a nice, like comfy material.
Oh,
And it's got a
That's
it's
good.
got like a little thing in there for a
For a
filter.
Yeah.
And then it like you see how it like it really gets like it's. I have a big face. I have a lot of face.
Fits real good. Yeah.
It fits real nice. So I didn't mind wearing it. For
That's good.
7-8 hours at a time.
A lot of travel. A lot of time traveling. That's the only thing. I'm like, I don't want to get on an airplane because I just don't want to wear masks that long.
Yeah. The minute I knew I was going to, I was like, well, I'm going to go onto Etsy and buy like a really like nice, like comfy,
Solid mask. Yeah.
big guy face mask.
Big face mask.
I used American, and thanks to my amazing wife, she used all her points to get me 1A on all the flights that I had.
That's
so
love.
I was the very first seat.
That's
I had
really
leg room. I was by myself. Like I was in a seat by myself. I didn't have anybody sitting next to me.
So great.
And I wore my. So I as far as like COVID goes, I think I'm okay.
This is
Okay.
This
Go
is
ahead.
kind of messed up, but also actually somewhat related to COVID, like just conceptually, which I, after reading that book Stiff, about what all the different things that human bodies can do with other human bodies after they die. It was a high school bio extra credit. It was on a reading list. I am so glad I read it. But it did have a thing about plane crashes, and ever since then, I sit like as close as I can to the emergency exits, just because I know that I don't have it in me to,
Yeah. Fight off other people.
Right. Just like get me. Oh man, being the first person off the plane was so satisfying.
Yeah.
Like, because usually I'm sitting in the back, like, and I'm a bigger gentleman, and those seats in those planes are not that large, so I get a little squished in there. So it was nice to be able to be like, yes, I'm off the plane before anybody else. It's
great.
awesome. So Leah, you explain what you do. So you are a scientist, yes. You do science things.
Not anymore, actually. I do science-y things, but like a lot of people do a lot of things. That doesn't make them thing doers,
No, that's true. That's true.
In a previous life I used to be, and in a future life I will be. I started out doing weird stuff to mice so that I could figure out what was happening in their brains, and then I'm like, maybe not this way. So
The mice thank you for that.
Yeah.
What if they could? Oh man, stories.
Oh
no. When you were talking about getting off a plane, it reminded me a lot of that. Like, oh yeah, cramped conditions where you would really want to get out of there ASAP. That's cool. That sounds more grim than it needs to. Oh my god. Back in those days, though, there was a time when I was doing this panel for middle schoolers of like, real life scientists, hear what they do. And there was a question from a kid about what's your least favorite part of science, which is always a fun one to ask. And the guy next to me was like, all the red tape. And someone else was like, you have to spend all this time writing tiny little things on tiny little vials. And if you smudge them, hundreds of dollars can go down the drain and results can be ruined and blah, blah, blah. And what came out of my mouth in front of a bunch of children was like, sometimes people sew two animals together and I don't care for that. I don't... Not in so many words, but I don't think it came out in better words than that.
One of those kids went on to write the movie Human Centipede.
How did you know? It was a time... inspired them so much that they became a scientist, developed a time machine, told no one, and used it to write the Human Centipede.
Write the Human Centipede movie.
Oh no.
Speaking
I mean, you're not wrong. I wouldn't care for that either.
I wouldn't care for that. I'd be like, why would you sew two animals together? That's just mean.
It's one of those things where, like, back when you had no other way to get someone's blood into someone else's blood and see what kind of a difference it made, it's like, it helped a little bit when we really needed it. Now not so much.
Right. No, we don't do those things.
I can move on to horrifying brain things that are nobody's fault and are just funny and normal and happy.
Oh, we love that. That's really the vibe we're going.
Brain stuff.
Brain stuff. Welcome to the new segment on Hello Weekend. Brain stuff.
Bow, 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 bow. Yeah,
exactly.
I wish we had some air horns. That'd be great.
Okay,
I don't know what I was doing there. That was like money throwing, but like a button. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the brain
go ahead,
stuff.
Leah.
No, you're good. So I was just grabbing a link to when you're at a party and someone decides to start showing you YouTube clips and you're like, oh God, no, is that what kind of party this is now? No, thank you.
I'm usually that person.
All gathered around the computer.
Okay, I'm very glad that you're that person because
okay.
Me too, Chloe. Yeah. So when you brought up concussions, it's very short and it's hilarious and horrible. So there's a lot of research on like how goats don't seem to suffer from headbutting things and each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Right? There are actually, I was learning to use a laser cutter for work. My work is cool, by the way. I'm a science educator. We go into schools and we're like, we're not going to have your regular boring old math class. We're going to build stuff. But like,
we're substitute teachers.
Yeah. We're the fun ant. But like.
The funt.
Nice. I've never heard that. Is that what your niece calls you?
Oh,
wouldn't it be the fan?
I haven't told her about that yet. No, but it was when they were doing the Kamala Harris impression on Saturday Night Live.
Oh.
Why can I not think of her name? I lost it in the concussion. What was the actress?
Oh, Maya Rudolph.
Rudolph, that's it. Yeah. I'm blaming everything on the concussion now. If I can't remember something, it's just gone.
Fair. You get the concussion, you get a benefit.
Yeah. Might as well. There's so many downsides.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. Anyway, back to the goats.
So yeah, we go into schools and we're like, we're not gonna do boring class stuff. We're gonna make stuff, but like good luck making stuff without learning shit.
Right?
Yeah. And so one of the tools we use for that is this laser cutter, and one of the things people also make on that laser cutter is these little boxes for attaching accelerometers to the base of goats' horns, so that they can study the exact forces that are exerted on their skulls, and be like, why are their brains not freaking out over all this clonk clonk clonk? And you know who else's brains go clonk clonk clonk? Newborn baby giraffes. When they hit the ground, it is a drop.
Yeah.
I was wondering how you were going to segue into what you started talking. Like, I have the video ready that you sent, and I saw what it was, and I was like, how is she going to segue from goats to giraffes?
I always get there.
And you did. I was like, wow.
I'm impressed.
I love that journey.
As people who are excellent at segues, Matt and I are very impressed.
Yeah, Chloe and I pride ourselves on our segues.
Jumping from one topic to another seamlessly. Every time.
Whereas I'm more like fall from one topic to another like a baby giraffe.
She did it again!
Oh my God, Leah.
All right, so we gotta watch this video, right?
I'm gonna bring this video up here.
For this one, the music is important, actually.
Okay. I have sound. If you can't hear it, let me know. I will have to change it up because it's me running everything. Before times when we first started the show, we had Mike as our tech, and he's not here anymore. We'll talk about that later. Okay, here we go.
Feel free not to watch the whole thing. I just want you to get a taste.
Okay, excellent.
Oh God. got a false. Oh, he's just kind of hanging there.
Oh, also,
God.
They fall directly on their heads.
directly, and then they just get up like it's nothing. Well, it's not like it's nothing.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a struggle.
Just the difference between the music and what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, this should definitely have some different music underneath it. I know. Oh, there he is. Oh, look at that guy.
Oh, I love when giraffes blink.
Ooh,
Oh, man.
I have never thought about that before, but that is watching giraffes blink is beautiful.
It's really cute because they got those eyelashes, and it's just...
Yeah,
And those
they're all
big orbs.
They do have huge eyes.
Yeah.
Their eyes are huge.
Well, they gotta see a lot of stuff.
Okay.
I guess, yeah.
That's one of those things where you say it and I'm like, yeah, of course. And then like the second wave of comprehension hits me. I'm like, that's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that second
You
wave.
could stop in here
That's
and make
my
that
entire
before the light
brand
shine.
of humor.
So did they put one of those little things onto the giraffe? Like what did they?
I feel like that'd be hard to do. Yeah, they should though.
Like put
Just
it
like
in?
reach in there beforehand.
Oh, I guess that's a thing. Or they'd have to run. They'd have to run up and put it on while he's hanging there.
You know what though? Okay, that's holy shit. That's hilarious and might actually not be completely ineffective because they hang there for a while. Like that's that's just the moment. But there's a long time where they're just plonking out.
Yeah.
Well, if you develop some sort of technique to do that, then you have to give me credit for it's on the internet.
It's got to be named after Matt.
It's got to be named after me.
The Matt Accelerometer.
The Matt Accelerometer.
Yes, we got it.
My last name is Fear, so maybe you could just do so.
Perfect.
Fear accelerometer.
The Fear box.
That's relevant.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh my god, that's like actually a really good viable idea. God damn. Yeah, you go in the acknowledgement section of the papers that come from that.
Yeah. Just give the credit to 2MB Studios and Hello Weekend because I feel like
all the giraffe scientists out there, you're welcome.
We are huge in the giraffe scientist community. They love us.
Okay, couple other things though.
Mm-hmm.
That thing with the big eyes and their big ears, like just talking about giraffe sensory stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of giraffe birth videos on YouTube, and in a fair amount of them, when there are other giraffes around, whether it's in a small enclosure or like a big field, don't worry, I'll send you a playlist later, Matt.
Oh no, I already have the playlist here.
Okay,
I'm just gonna share
it.
It's literally called Giraffe Birth, and I think it's your playlist.
Okay, excellent, because there are a few.
So,
okay, good.
She knows that there's a giraffe playlist. A giraffe birth playlist is because Leah has curated a giraffe birth playlist.
Leaving out the ones that are bummers, where they're just like in a tiny shitty pen, and it's sad.
Yeah.
These are like only natural
giraffe birth.
That's the one. Those are the ones we prefer.
And in a lot of them, the baby hits the ground, and the other giraffes around, when that happens, they go running. They startle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes a loud noise.
Yeah. You want to like run first and ask questions later, and then they come back, and they also, I think this is on the playlist, but I don't know. So the babies are covered in this big membrane, and sometimes it all splooshes out with the baby like we just saw, but in another video, sometimes like it gets, it's more like a balloon. It's just, twisted off and tied off, part of that fluid-filled sac.
I'm okay. I've got to cut my fluid-filled sac intake before noon to like one giraffe birth. Worth of fluid-filled sac. Just saying fluid-filled sacs this early kind of brings up a little like a little hot spits. Get the hot spits, and it's just not.
It reminds your body of the fact that you are a fluid-filled sack. It's like
Exactly, and I do a lot to forget that I'm a fluid-filled sack. I mean, there's a reason I medicate, and that is one of them.
Amen.
So you go to schools and you talk to kids about science.
We talk for a very small proportion of time, and then we make them do stuff, and then we let them do stuff.
So what's the as someone that I used to go into schools and do theater shows for kids, and we would do like a children's theater tour around all these like small junior highs and grade schools around central Illinois, and we'd go into southern Illinois. We'd do pretty much the whole state.
Dude.
But there was, you see crazy stuff. Like one time I hit a kindergartner in the face with a hula hoop. During one of the shows, I was hula hooping on my arm, and it came off my arm, and it just rolled and it had some speed, and it hit this little kindergartner girl in the face, and she just went. And I like immediately ran up and was like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay?" And she was like, she just laughed, and I was like, "Okay, good. You're not." I didn't knock her out.
Be chill about this.
Yeah, I was like, "Just be chill. Don't sue me, please."
Cool, man.
I'm just imagining a 5-year-old coming up in court.
Yeah,
whispering
exactly.
to her lawyer. Yeah.
Exactly, and I have to. I'm like, well, I did it. Like everybody saw me do it. Like I'm guilty, and I feel real bad about it. Have you experienced any of that like crazy, like? I mean, you're messing with science and kids, like.
Just like any funny reactions from the kids.
Oh, so many. So I've only been working there for about half a year now, since the pandemic started, and we've only ever been virtually with the kids.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot there. The kids are so freaking amazing. And they're so funny, and especially because the stuff we get to talk about is different animals. Mm-hmm. There was this unit where we were building a robot petting zoo. It's this thing. You can look it up. Kids all over everywhere do it, and grown-ups too. It's just, if you've got like a little circuit board and a couple servos and a bunch of cardboard, you can make all sorts of animals. And that involved talking about animals, and kids have a lot to say about that. And when you give them a little bit of information about animals, they draw the correct conclusion, which is that nature is bonkers.
Sorry, I just saw this.
No, this.
It's a robot goat.
That's fantastic.
Oh, I love that.
My coworker actually made a goat and tried to make it walk, but given resource limitations, it didn't quite walk, so she made a fainting goat.
Just rebrand. That's all you got to do.
Oh, okay. Speaking of which, the circuit boards. Yes. The circuit boards that we have, they can make some sound effects.
Fun.
And yeah, it's just a little bitty MIDI thing, not a huge deal. But one of the things that they can do is this laser gun sound effect, like a movie-ified laser sound effect of the pew 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 pew. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, it sounds exactly like baby alligators and baby crocodiles.
What?
Yes.
That's what they sound like?
Okay, we're gonna shoot. Okay.
I'm learning so much about animals.
I just found a robot giraffe in that petting zoo, which we'll look at later. You don't have to look at it now.
See, I wanted to make a giraffe where the motion of the servo is a baby giraffe comes out
with a fluid-filled sack.
I'm gonna make a giraffe one that blinks real good.
Yeah, get those nice eyeballs out there. Nice. And that's the other thing, is that the fluid-filled sack, sometimes that comes out after the baby, and it hits it like right on the head, like a giant water balloon filled with amniotic fluid. It's amazing!
We're going to cut our show short today.
And once you know it's coming,
I got the hot spits.
Once you know it's coming, it's so fun to go back and watch those moments just before when it's just like dangling right above it.
This is
cinematic.
The world of robotics and the world of fluid joined in rare harmony.
Nice.
That's so good.
There's an Ace video that just like perfectly captures the crocodile laser sound. I will send it to you later, and it's Twitter or something. Becoming a doula. Oh my goodness. Okay, so in Atlanta, back when it actually made sense to go places with people and have fun, there was a comic who talked about going to this sketchy doula training program in someone's house, and part of it, there was a bit on urine therapy, and yeah, I'm not going to be able to remember any of the actual comedic framing that she used, but they took sips of their own creations for, which is fine. I taste things for fun, but not for medicine or training. It's so careful where you choose careful how you get your training.
Yeah.
If they made Bella, if they've made you drink pee, let us know.
It's definitely a cult.
That's not cool.
Even if they ask you nicely,
right?
Still,
you don't have to drink pee if you don't want to.
This is a public service announcement. Yeah.
Oh
my god.
I don't know if this is a bit. I don't know if she's doing a bit or if this is real. But she'll let us know.
Just look out.
If it's a bit.
Well, I think and like doulas are really cool, and I think also very necessary to act as like an advocate for the pregnant person, because.
No, maybe dilute that so that people don't ask you like, "Are you okay?"
It's the blue Gatorade. She brought the blue Gatorade, not the yellow.
How dare you infuse real life applications into our fun chat? Damn it, Ella.
Okay, she doesn't drink anyone else's urine, just her own.
You can order it.
I guess.
We'll get it.
Leah, before we get too much more into the drinking of fluids, you had another link you wanted to send me for a fun little. Speaking of fun little science experiments, go ahead and treat Chloe and I like we're 7th graders or 6th graders, or what's the normal grade that you use?
Actually, last week we did a build with 6th graders in the morning and 7th in the afternoon, so you hit it.
Perfect.
Hit the nail on the head.
Perfect. I'm in 6th grade. Chloe's in 7th grade. We're doing this is a joined class. What are you showing us?
Okay, so this is my favorite hobby. I've spent bajillions of hours on this, just looking at pretty squiggles, using this thing called the Protein Data Bank. They have hundreds of thousands of structures that scientists use to be like, oh, does this mutation make this protein stick out like this so it like can't fit with its target? So like think of like lactase and lactose. Like you're gonna drink Lactaid because it has lactase, which helps break down the lactose. When that lactase gets that lactose, and it's like, chomp, I process you. I'm not a lactase expert, but you can imagine if there's a mutation in that, it can be like, I want to chomp you, but I cannot. Yeah. So that sort of shit.
To me, lactase just sounds like a made-up word.
To be fair, it is. But so are all the other words.
Yeah, so are all the other words. So yeah. Okay, here's the.
And so
okay, never mind. Sorry, I got distracted.
How dare you?
Go ahead.
So a lot of the time, there's a lot of science still to be done by just looking at stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff that just we don't know what it looks like. Mm-hmm. And my friend talked about being taught how proteins denature and how like acid or heat, changes their shape and makes them lose function. And that's a huge part of biochemistry and biology and life on Earth. And it's it can be hard to teach. And she was talking about how they were going over all this and she was having trouble grasping it. And then someone showed a picture and she was just like, oh, well, duh, of course it doesn't work. It's all melty. So, like, science is still doing that
Okay.
with ourselves. So this is one of the viewers that they have. This is one of the structures that they made because they're like, we need to know what this shit looks like. And as soon as they figured out what it looks like, they're like, we need to let other people know what it looks like too. So,
Wow.
right? Okay, there are a
Ooh.
couple things that I'm going to recommend starting off with, and then I'm going to stop talking over you. So if you move your cursor immediately to the right, you can see color. It's currently on rainbow. Move it to molecule type just to start with, and then let's mess with color a bunch. Yeah, click on that. So purple is protein, and orange is, I don't know if you can guess, it's DNA. That's how DNA is stored,
shit.
right?
I
Another
didn't
thing.
realize it did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So you can.
Squiggly.
So this brown here is DNA.
Yep.
And what is this? Like, what are we like?
So deep in your. So you know how right now a big concern that people have with mRNA vaccines is like, it's gonna go into my DNA and change it up and just tear up the place because RNAs do weird stuff. And it's true, RNA does do a lot of weird stuff, but like when people actually have the science, have the resources and the funding and the institutional support to study it, we can study this particular tiny little chunk of RNA and be like, no, that's fine, it's cool. And so a big part of that is that DNA is stored in a totally separate place from where RNA goes and is made into protein and stuff. And so DNA, when it's not actively in use, when it's not being used to actually make RNA and proteins, it's stored tightly coiled around these. So yeah, this is just a little bit of that, and you can zoom in and out. And actually, I think this might be, if you could go in the top right corner. Okay. So exactly. If you could click down on that. Yes. Okay. Go down to supercell. It gets weird fast. So you can just like look at it, right? Okay. Another thing I would recommend is, actually, I'm gonna shut the hell up and just let you.
No.
So
Explain
stuff?
what this is. Yeah.
Yeah. So the purple stuff is all protein. That's there are a bunch of different histones stacked together. A thing that might, that's just a pretty picture. Okay, so context. What I do with this is I just look at it and say, ooh, pretty cool. And then when I see something I like and want a picture of, I hit the screenshot button on the bottom, and then I get a picture of it. That's mine forever. And you can like print these suckers out at FedEx. It's like $2 for a poster. And so now I have art even though I'm broke.
Great.
Yeah, it's really fun, and like I said, there are hundreds of thousands of structures. Actually, that's something that might be fun. Is there anything like this that you would like want to see, or are curious about now? That no is an okay answer.
I'm putting the link in the chat here. Chloe, let us. Is there anything in particular? I'm gonna put that off on Chloe.
I've got more.
It does look like a bunch of fish.
That's amazing, Bella.
I don't think I have enough. I don't think I know what I would want to ask for. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I would love to show you another thing.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So this is DNA. Let's see. Oh, they have also, that website is just huge and fantabulous. They have so many resources and so many things that'll actually like tell you what the hell you're looking at. Let's see. Okay. Before we get off of let's stay here for a little bit. And I hope this is just like putting different Instagram filters on, right? Like it's just, it's all the data of which atoms are where, and it's just letting you see them in different ways. If you go to color, and instead of coloring it by molecule type, you color it by element/CPK. Probably should have started with that. Gray is carbon, red is oxygen, blue is nitrogen. When you put it in cartoon mode, it's a little bit more boring because all you see is the carbon and sulfur. Don't tell my teachers.
This is a pretty one too. Hold on here. I'll bring this one over.
Okay, so this is a bacteriophage. It eats like E. coli and stuff, and by eats I mean infects and fucks up. Yeah, I would highly recommend messing around with style and color on this one because every single way is amazing.
Oh, that's so cool because you can see that it's hollow on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just all. So is that right? Like, is this just kind of all on the outside and there's nothing really on the inside?
So there are some things on the inside. Actually, if you go from rainbow to molecule type, we can probably, hopefully see. Okay. Oh darn! This might not have anything in it, but a lot of viruses, they look like that with a protein coat on the outside, and then on the inside they'll have, those, like, I can never say this right, but for Rocher, those
Fabergé eggs, yeah.
No, although that is, you could make those from these. Yes. Yeah. You know how they have that like chocolate shell and then like a wafer coating on the inside?
Ooh.
Yeah.
A lot of viruses are like that, where they've got the protein and then RNA just like hanging onto the top on the inside. And I am kicking myself for not bringing you one of those guys because that makes it make a lot more sense. But yeah,
cool.
If you
like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's this view?
So this is backbone. It's just like cartoon. It only shows you the carbon backbone.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And this is
like,
colored.
This looks like something that I would play around with, starting at like 11 p.m. and then I realize that it's 4 a.m. and I'm still looking at things.
This has happened. A lot. Like a lot. And you can get really weird with it. And yeah. Another fun game to play is just abusing the search function and just searching literally anything. Like, I found the coolest proteins just searching for butts. And then you find like a structure published by Dr. Butts. But yeah. And now I'm hoping that I'm not misremembering. Yep, all right, they got stuff.
Butt stuff. Ooh, that one. Let's look at that one.
Oh my god, RNA. Is this RNA or DNA? RNA.
So how do you...
RNA is so pretty. Okay, so that link that I sent you, this is a tiny bit of a pain in the ass. If you want to go to that link that I sent you and then... just scroll down a little bit, and on the bottom right corner, there's a little menu. Yep, it says, switch that over to NGL. You could see it this way, but like, this way's prettier. Yeah. Yeah, it just gets
really cool.
These smaller ones it's a lot easier to see the advantage of overlaying them all in Supercell. Oh man, Bella said it's like inverse Google Earth. Oh my god, it is. Bella, your DNA does look like that RNA, just like a teeny tiny bit different. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Also in Supercell, if you change, so on the bottom you have a thing called perspective camera, and you can change that over, if you change it over, it makes it easier to zoom in and like see, it's just a different kind of.
We're going in.
Oh,
That's really cool.
Spaceville is super shitty about this, but if you go over to Line, or even Backbone or Cartoon, it just moving it around.
Pretty.
It's like a personal movie that no one has ever seen before, because no one's weird enough to do that, because it doesn't tell you anything other than that.
This is the stuff that you have on your Twitter, yeah? You have some of this kind of thing on your Twitter?
Yeah. And okay. Another thing to plug is there are a bunch of people who do science art stuff like this, and they meet once a month, and they also are on Twitter. They are the Stochastic Gallery, also on Twitter, primarily on Instagram. I hope that's their actual handle, but that's what they're called if you Google the Stochastic Gallery. It's just like Stochastic, but with an H and an R. Oh, that did not come out as well as I thought it would when I just said it to myself. Yeah. They have meetings once a month, and David Goodsell is doing the next one on September 8th or something. He is just the molecular bioart king. Taught me so much. Without his illustrations, I would be so fucking clueless. And so that's awesome. And you can just hop on that Zoom chat. It's amazing. An amazing community.
I'm going to put the link for the Stochastic Gallery in the chat here for you to check it out. Well, Leah, thank you so much for coming and showing us cells and talking about fluid-filled sacs. And it's and I want to before you leave, though, I want to real quick. Let's look at the giraffe.
Aww.
Look at those big eyes.
Hello.
Oh, and they got his ears moving. Look at that.
Ah!
Oh, that's pretty big.
Best
That's
use of
great.
googly eyes ever.
That's perfect. That's perfect. All right. Well, definitely. Oh, hold on. There's an ad playing in my ear. All right.
Oh, no. Well, that's
definitely follow Leah on Hawks in Socks on Twitter. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us and getting up early and hanging out with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a total blast. Also, I completely forgot to mention, I also do a podcast about neuroscience and jokes. That's Misbehavior Journal Club. If anyone wants to come on it and talk about brain stuff in any capacity, that would be an awesome time.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, look the show.
What was the name of the show again?
Misbehavior Journal Club, and that is Misbehavior on Instagram and Twitter and all the land. Misbehavior JC.
Wonderful.
I love it.
Hold on one second. I'm going to put that in the chat here so people can see it. Fantastic. Leah, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. How can I not now? Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, man. I feel like
Aw.
we've gotten educated. We got
That's
a
pretty
little
cool.
taste of science there.
Little
And
taste of science.
little taste of science. And now we have our second guest waiting in the wings. I want to bring him out right now. We've talked about giant fluid-filled sacs, and this is one of my favorite giant fluid-filled sacs. Please welcome to the show, David Thomas. He's refilling.
Hi.
Good
Hello.
morning.
It's a really nice intro. I appreciate it. I did come in and I saw the first thing I saw was Bella's comment. What was it about? I only drink my own piss or something, and I'm just like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I saw you pop in at that point, and I was like, oh, poor David.
Perfect
David
timing.
doesn't know. Well, you missed watching the giraffe birth.
Yeah.
You watched a birth?
We watched the giraffe birth. And
Because they
it was-
fall directly on their heads.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're pretty high up,
They're
Yeah.
pretty high up.
and they hang there for a bit.
That's kind of dope that the female giraffe stands throughout the whole thing. Then you'd think,
Right?
I mean, humans, we lay down. Well, not we. This is
We.
going great.
There's some debate about whether or not actually humans should lay on their back when they're giving birth.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's been some argument for squatting position,
Uh-huh.
but most people these days don't have that kind of strength or mobility, so
Right.
Right.
Yeah. It's
who knows?
yeah. Back then, people walked everywhere,
Yeah.
They walked a lot.
Yeah.
So they were very, in studio bursts, new Patreon perk.
Everybody gave birth uphill.
Uphill, both
Back in
ways.
the day.
In the snow.
In the snow.
So yeah, that's where we've been today.
That's where we're at.
That's
so
cool.
far, David. So
That's cool.
Yeah, really. I mean, the sky's the limit at what we could talk about today. But I figured since you're here, I figured we would do a little. I love a little Would You Rather. I love a little Would You Rather game. I know that on the rehash, which you were a co-host on, which hopefully will be. It's coming back soon, yeah, here in the next few weeks.
Tookie and I are talking. Tookie is blowing up, as one might say.
She is.
She is. She might be too big time for me now.
Oh no!
But no, we were talking about something back in the fall, so we'll see what she says. But she has not responded to my text, and she's told me,
"Oh no!"
Yeah, I've knocked on her door. She sicked her dogs on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't just show up at somebody's house, David.
You're right. I forgot. I keep forgetting.
To be fair, yeah.
Yeah. To be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Abolish the Senate. Welcome. Good morning.
Hey, Abolish.
Thanks for joining us this morning.
For joining me.
So I went and found some good Would You Rather questions here straight off the internet.
Okay.
And then Chloe's got a good one that I'm excited to ask you.
Yeah.
But first off, let's start
ones.
easy. So let's see. I'm wondering, I feel like I should. So we're going to do a little poll for the audience here as well.
Okay.
Let's see. Would you rather? Okay. Here's our first one. Would you rather? Let's see. Would you rather always have BO and not know it, or smell BO on everybody else? That's our first one. So hold on. I'm going to put a little poll in the audience to see what our audience thinks on that.
Yeah.
You'll have a couple of minutes to fill that out.
So either I always have BO and I don't notice, but everybody else does, or basically the opposite. Oh, absolutely, have everybody else have BO.
Yeah.
Smell everyone else's BO? You'd rather smell everybody else's BO?
I mean, eventually you become accustomed to it, right?
Yeah, you become accustomed to it, and already very few people smell good. It happens maybe once every couple months where I meet up with somebody and I'm like, they smell great. Nobody smells good.
Oh no.
David,
who are you hanging out with?
Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan and Samit. Neither one of them smell good at all. So David is just assuming horrible. Everybody stinks.
Yeah.
That's fun. I've been on a perfume journey, so hopefully I'll get to be one of those people soon that actively smells good.
Probably.
Okay.
I'm so obsessive about that stuff anyway. I'm like, and I'm very everything I have to do. I'm allergic to so many things that everything I use is free and clear. So I'm like if I'd be ready to go hunting at any time because I'm very scent neutral.
Chloe is
those deer are not going to detect me.
I know.
Chloe is a great hunter. The chat is split 50-50 on this. Of course, there only two people have voted, but one of them said always have BO, and one of them says always smell BO. So chat's pretty 50-50 on that one.
Sparky Boy says their wife smells good. Flexing in the chat there.
Flexing in the chat, just first thing.
Yeah.
Says good morning and then a flex. Good morning, Sparky Boy.
That's how I start my day. It's good. It's good for your confidence.
That's the best way to start your day is to and it's not a big flex.
No,
he's not saying that he's the smartest person alive. The smartest person alive.
Normally I come on here to roast people. I'm just in that mindset right now. Love you too, Sparky.
Oh, sending out that love. Fantastic. Yeah, it was straight down the middle, 50-50 on that one. Okay, here's the next one. Would you rather swim in a pool full of Nutella or swim in a pool full of maple syrup?
Oh, Nutella.
This is doing these polls in the chat is too time consuming for me. So
Okay,
just
well-
shout out in the chat.
I have questions.
Okay, great.
Have
Yeah.
other people swum in this pool before me?
Yes,
This
you can see their skeletons in the pool as you come.
let's say this is a fresh pool. It's a fresh pool. You're the first person to jump into it.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Still Nutella. I don't know. That wouldn't have changed my answer. It would have just changed the way that I approach it, because if you're in the pool and it's clean, then you can eat some of it.
Right. Nobody's peed in this pool of Nutella yet.
I mean, I don't see you surviving a maple syrup plunge, right?
Oh, really?
I don't think like Nutella. You know,
Yeah.
Nutella, you wouldn't get very
Can
far.
we
I don't
float
think.
in maple syrup?
I don't. Can Leah come back on and answer this?
Leah, can we float in maple syrup?
Leah's still here, so we could bring Leah back on. Hold on, Leah.
This is
Let's get
giving
our science.
Bostonian
Leah,
generational trauma.
what does science say on this? Sorry, I just brought you right back on without giving you any warning.
You're
Can you float?
you're good. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Fantastic question. No earthly idea. I can look it up for you. Maple syrup buoyancy.
Yeah.
That's-
if you could.
Sorry. It's like science is so much like IT. Like people know a tiny bit, and they know how to Google Scholar search everything else. So, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, and this is kind of I guess this is kind of a triggering question for people in Boston, because they had this, their ancestors, the Boston ancestors had to survive a molasses flood.
Yeah.
So
The Great Molasses Flood.
It happens once, and everyone won't shut up about the molasses flood. Jeez.
The one time hundreds of people are killed by a sugary tidal wave of molasses.
I
when I
feel
found
like-
out about that, I was like, "You're kidding me! Like, there's no way that happened." But
And reading about it, there were like so many, like looking back on it, they did all this research of like there were so many steps that like they're like, yeah, there was like somebody was like, this needs to be fixed or this needs to be changed, and like nobody did anything about it.
Yeah.
well, that doesn't sound like something that people would do.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
My thought, you know what I just thought of with the Nutella thing? Have you ever been to one of those? So my sister growing up did gymnastics, which meant I just hung out in a lot of gymnastics gyms. And they had one of them, like a nice one, had that thing where it was just a giant pit full of
the foam pit.
Yeah, that's what a Nutella pool seems like to me. I feel like it would be kind of like that. So in which case I'm down for that.
Yeah.
It would definitely be
Get
like people always want to, like, oh, I want to swim in money like Scrooge McDuck. That shit would hurt.
It would.
Can't really swim in that.
You can't really.
Dollars would probably be better for swimming. Not
Oh
still
yeah.
not optimal, but
Still
like
not optimal.
better. And like
They
maybe
would-
sanitize it first.
Yeah, that's the big thing for me.
Money is so dirty. Money is so dirty.
I know. Although you'd be picking coins out of crevices for hours. Otherwise,
God.
No, Nutella definitely.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay. Here's a good one. Would you rather find $100 bill floating in a public toilet, or a $20 bill in your own pocket?
$100.
I'd take that. I mean, you can wash it.
You can wash it. You can always.
It's
you can always
designed to
sanitize.
withstand the washing machine.
It also depends on how public the public toilet is, like
Or if there's anything
how
else
much
in the
it has
toilet.
been used before the $100 bill went in there.
Yeah, abolish the Senate says, has the toilet been flushed?
I mean, that's the question right there, right? That's the deciding factor.
I gotta say, I love Sparky Boys so much because I'm married. Give me that toilet money.
yeah.
respect
We're
that.
actually, we're gonna need to find out who that is and bring Sparky Boy on.
We're
to the
sending
show.
you a toilet of money.
It's also full of poo.
Poop and that's liquid gold. No, that's pee. I don't know.
Well, it depends. It depends on your diet, really.
Yeah.
Speaking of liquid gold,
Mm.
pretty sure things will float in syrup. And also, what I found along the way is that syrup has been used as a fluid in a lot of published studies on how to teach people about physics. So, this is an actual learning tool that you were accidentally doing here. Haha! Recreational
Nice.
science education. That's how we get
Amazing.
you.
Recreational science. That's like
I
love
love
that.
recreational science. That's what's
like,
allows
what are you kids doing? You getting into the trouble with the recreational science?
Recreational science is a gateway to real science, and it's a
Yeah.
problem. It's a
It
problem
is. It is.
to hardcore science.
Yeah. You start by putting a raisin in a glass of ginger ale and watch it go up and down,
Mhm.
and then the next thing you know, you're saying it's a good idea to wear masks.
I know, right? And then you're making perpetual motion machines.
Now I just want someone to make a film of a raisin going up and down on the bubbles and just screaming like the raisin would be. Ah.
I love watching that. I remember seeing that happen. I was like,
I've never done that one.
All right.
neither.
And then Chloe had a good. Actually, Chloe, I'm gonna have you wait one second on yours
Okay.
because yours is once we
Yeah.
hit yours, it's
That's the
pretty much
finale.
downhill
Let's do this one.
from there.
Science one.
Okay, here we go. Would you rather Danny DeVito or Danny Trejo play you in a movie?
Oh, playing in a movie.
Who would you rather have? Danny DeVito recently got his little blue check mark.
I saw
taken
that.
away from him on Twitter.
So proud of him. He's really coming in the world.
I know.
I love Danny DeVito so much.
I know this isn't. Sorry, I know this isn't a novel observation, but it really messed me up how in Matilda he was both the narrator and the jerk dad. I could never square that circle as a kid.
Yeah.
Huh.
Didn't he also like directed it and like helped out that actress like a ton. Like I think Danny DeVito rules. Also, I love what abolished that sentence against like would you rather Danny DeVito or Danny Trejo?
Would you rather? Right. In general. Just in general. No, play you in a movie. I think personally I would like Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah, DeVito, absolutely. For sure.
Like it also depends on the movie because Danny Trejo's also a treasure.
I mean,
Both of these Dannys are treasures.
I would be happy with either one, but I think it does. I think it does depend on the movie. But I'm just,
I guess
I would want both of them to be in the movie either way. They're both hired, but
right.
I'd have Danny Trejo play me.
That's a good one.
I could see that. What about you, Leah?
I think I would want Danny Trejo just for this, just for vibes. But that made me think of a question. If you were to put Danny DeVito in one of Danny Trejo's roles, and vice versa, which movie would you replace the one with the other? And
Well, Danny Trejo and Matilda, absolutely.
Danny Trejo in Matilda. Yeah.
Danny Trejo in Twins.
Danny Trejo and Arnold Schwarzenegger in Twins. I think that makes a whole different movie.
It's entirely different.
A whole different movie.
I just put him in It's Always Sunny.
Oh my god.
that would be so
Honestly,
great.
I would love to
Holy
see
shit.
Danny DeVito in Machete. play Machete like that. That I would kill to see.
I want Danny DeVito to have like a Liam Neeson Taken resurgence. I want Danny DeVito to like go nuts on like some international terrorists.
Have you seen Nobody with Bob Odenkirk?
No,
Oh,
I hear it's
really
I watched
wanna
a little
watch
bit of
movie.
that on the plane to Illinois.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of Nobody, and watching Bob Odenkirk kick ass is very satisfying.
I bet.
It's very satisfying to see him in an action film. But yeah, Danny Trejo as Penguin in Batman.
Holy,
I would love to
that's
see that.
phenomenal.
Oh
That's
my
amazing.
God.
But they have to
recently rewatched that.
they have to shape all the other penguins to be more Danny Trejo. Wow.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's it.
Mm.
I also love that it's pretty much split 50-50 among us here. David and I chose Danny DeVito, and Leah and Chloe chose Danny Trejo. I think that would be. I'm just picturing this square now with the two pairs of Danny DeVito and Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
That should be a filter.
Danny's.
Yeah, I wish we had I wish we had filters. Any filter creators out there, let's get working on the Danny Trejo, Danny DeVito filters, please.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm going
ready?
to do. Let's do one. We've got time. Let's do one more.
Let's do one more.
We're going.
Okay. This is a good one. Would you rather be the absolute best at something that no one takes seriously, or be average at something well respected?
Well, I'm already the best at something no one takes serious. I don't know.
As you're saying, that's kind of something we're already.
Yeah.
Uh,
Listen, I have been told that I am the best improviser in existence.
Mazel
Well, so I mean, like, do we mean like nobody, or like people within that thing that nobody cares about, like, respect it? You know what I mean?
Nobody.
Nobody. If
yeah,
nobody at
yeah,
all,
those episodes.
Like unicycle riding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably still pick that. I just because of like, I do like respect, but I also like the sheer joy of being good at things.
Yeah.
And that's for me and not for you.
Yeah.
But
It's
like,
something you could take on America's Got Talent, right? And just because nobody takes it seriously doesn't mean you're not going to get 15 billion views on YouTube.
Right.
I'm going to disagree though, because people take unicycle riding seriously enough to make unicycles.
It's true.
Anything more than one person does, someone must take somewhat seriously.
You're right.
Yes.
That was just something that popped into my head. I'm
What
sorry,
it-
Leah. I didn't.
Gotta kill it, gotta
Yeah.
squash it down. I saw someone having fun with a hypothetical and I just had to crumple it up.
Yeah, fuck that.
Not
Like-
on my watch.
Like something like, I don't know. I'm impressed by so many things that I can't think of anything that would be that mundane or that like that I didn't take seriously. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe like you go out to lunch and like you can always make like two toothpicks like lean up against each other like every single time. Like if I think about like mundane, like would you rather be
impressed with that?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, would you rather be able to do that or like play "Ode to Joy" on the piano? Like,
Moderately well. Not
Yeah.
great, but like.
I took a piano class in 8th grade. Somehow we had a piano class, and I played "Ode to Joy," and everyone was like, "Holy shit, you're a god!" And I was like, "It's that's it."
Feeling.
Because everyone else was doing like chopsticks, and
Yeah.
like, no, I was a weird flexed. I don't know.
You and Sparky Boy need to
That's
get
like
need to get a show just called Medium Flex.
We're so great at this.
Medium.
That would
We
be
just
awesome.
brag about things that aren't that impressive, but
Yeah.
but they are to you.
Yeah.
Or you could flex on your like ancestors who don't have thumbs yet. Or on a baby.
My ancestors suck. They're all alcoholics. We have a lot.
Yeah, world record for most consecutive black and tans successfully poured.
Yeah.
All right.
That's great.
Now, Chloe, take us home. Chloe told
Okay.
me this one before the show, and I'm so excited to have you both answer this.
All right, so this is my friend in high school, Jenna Davy, came up with this one, and
Shout out to
I've
Jenna.
never
Shout out to Jenna. Thanks for
shout out
watching.
to Jenna. What's up? I have never I've never forgotten it.
Mhm.
And I still think about it all the time, like, what would I do? So would you rather have your private parts glow visibly whenever you're around someone you're attracted to, or have shrimp for nipples?
I hate seafood. So, I kind
Oh,
of.
wow, this was a lot easier than I thought it would be. For David, anyway.
I'm not thrilled about the other thing, but shrimp I think are disgusting.
Just
So.
like a salad shrimp coming off your chest.
Yeah, I can't. Mm-mm.
Now, see, my question is, are these, like, what kind of shrimp are they? And how detachable are they from my nipples? Like, if it's peel and eat shrimp and I can just pop them off and another one pops up and I can just have as much peel and eat shrimp as I want, and it's nice, like, chilled, safe to eat peel and eat shrimp, then yes, shrimp for nipples. If it was live shrimp, like the actual, like, live shrimp with the big things, and I would be like, I'll just wear thicker pants.
You've told me that so many times.
It
And you
solves a lot
never
of
get those thicker pants.
Thicker pants.
No one makes them thick enough. You keep
Nobody.
thinking. It's like when you go to Target and you're like, I'll find something that fits me. There must be a better store somewhere where they... Nope. It's
Nothing.
all thin pants. See, if it were live, I would like a mantis shrimp so that I could, like, plug electrodes in and actually get a sense of that visual perception that they have. But also, there are a lot of logistical questions, like how would you keep them alive? If they're dead, how do you keep them from rotting? But
Right.
allergies, excellent point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent
imagine
point.
The allergy conversations with a new date. Are you allergic to shellfish by any chance?
Listen, how do you feel?
Yeah,
I don't want to be presumptuous.
right. We're gonna
But
have
you
to.
look like you're allergic to shrimp.
Yeah. If you are, we're gonna have to Winnie the Pooh this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep my shirt on. In fact, let me put another shirt on.
Yeah. Right.
Just get a thicker shirt.
Yeah, are they raw and see-through or are they pink? Chloe.
I always pictured them as like shrimp cocktail shrimp.
So pink with just the tail.
You have to cook them
Yeah.
where they grow.
Oh no.
Oh, gross. The glowy thing's interesting too, because I feel like I would like go hang out with somebody, and then like if it started to glow, I would be like, oh, okay, I didn't know that I am attracted. All right, good to know.
I must be attracted to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So funny.
You learn a lot about yourself. I
Yeah,
think.
when your private parts glow.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
great if they could glow different colors for different things.
Yeah, like a
Oh,
one night
yeah.
stand glow.
Yeah.
Or like a
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah.
This is lust. This is love.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Or, like-
embarrassing if you have a color mismatch. Sorry.
I know. That's the worst.
Or like being like, there's got to be like a very specific color for like being physically attracted to someone that you like hate their personality.
Like, okay, well, according to this glow, this is not going to go far.
This is not gonna work
Right.
out. Oh man.
I see a green for that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like kind of gross, but like
Yeah.
there it is. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of myself for this. Yeah. I mean, we've all had those moments, right? Where we're just like, nah, I shouldn't be attracted to you, but I am.
That's my
Mhm.
thing. I don't know if we need to use glowing because, like, we already have twinges. Do we not? Like,
Well,
How is
a
that
lot
different?
of people are not in touch with their bodies that way.
Mhm.
that's true.
You know.
This shifted imperceptibly to soulmate Mark fanfic.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of did.
I'm gonna- 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 I'm gonna-
I I want to have the glowy bits and then go back and watch Danny DeVito and Batman.
See what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
You do
Turn the
so many
lights off.
experiments.
Yeah. Oh man,
Yeah.
I recently rewatched that movie, and oh man, Danny DeVito is gross in that movie. Like he's
so
good.
disgusting.
Like he's
I
so
think
good in
about
that
it, I'm
movie,
like,
but like he's just constantly got this like blue spit coming out of his
Mhm.
mouth, and it's just like.
Nothing creeps me out more than like Tim Burton movies. You know, like I'm not like I can watch a lot of like realistic action or fantasy or like in some horror movies, but like Beetlejuice is the thing that scares me the most. Like it freaks me out.
Yeah,
I love that movie so much.
Tim Burton creeps me out.
Yeah, just as a human.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd be a good person to roast. He would be fun.
That's well, why don't we? Yeah, let's work on that for your next next
okay.
roast assignment.
That sounds good.
My private parts would not glow in any capacity for that one.
Yeah.
So I think
But my
once
ass
again,
would.
so shrimp or glow? Final answer, Chloe. Shrimps or glow? Glowy bits.
Oh, well, I guess if we're going with the color tells you how you actually feel about that person, that would actually be really useful.
Okay.
If that's not the case, then I would just go with the shrimp for nipples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Leah, what do
I
you
don't
think?
want people to know my secrets.
I guess I'm gonna have to go with glow because I like it when people. I like more data. Data's fun to play with.
That's true.
I also have thoughts about if I ever wanted to date anyone who kept kosher. I don't think I would because that's a very silly thing to do, but people think it's very important, and I respect that. But I'm also Jewish. That's important. That makes it an in-group joke.
Okay.
But yeah, if you have someone who's really observant, you can't even just suck because if it's in your mouth, someone might walk by and think that you're actually eating it, and then they would think it's okay to keep not kosher, and then the whole society would crumble. So yeah, let's get those genitals glowing.
Let's get those genitals glowing. David?
I'm not Jewish, so I'm gonna say private parts glowing.
Great. Well, I guess I'll go peel and eat shrimp nipples because I love peel and eat shrimp, and if I could have a constant supply of ready to eat peel and eat shrimp, I'd be down for that.
But you would always have people hitting you up for shrimp. Like there are so many hungry people, and shrimp are tasty.
And you know what? I'd be okay with that because if there's one thing I like more than eating peel and eat shrimp, it's company. So if I could find, I would find people that also enjoyed eating peel and eat shrimp, and I would share the wealth and be like, hey, peel and eat shrimp party at my house.
Can you stop saying peel and eat shrimp? That's such an awful phrase to me. I hate it.
Really
All right.
Why?
Seafood.
It's David's fluid-filled sack. It's his. That's his trigger word.
That's the thing that gives him the hot spits.
It does. My private parts are so dim right now.
All right. Well, we're coming to the end of the show. Some real quick plugs. David, we've got a show coming up tonight. Tell the kids at home about it.
Yeah, I think at like 7-ish, you, me, Brian Smith, and John Serpico are going to play some Fallout 76. And then at 9 is 69 minutes of Sex With Me. Just 69 minutes of Sex With Me line game jokes. And check out Quarantine Action Wrestling Thursdays at 8.
Yeah. So much going on. We're also, I think, Sunday. Are we going to do some Friend Theft Auto on Sunday, or what?
I think we want to do that on Monday nights.
Oh, that's right. We're going to do Monday nights. It's Friday the 13th. Is it Friday the 13th? We're going to do it on Sunday.
We're doing Friday the 13th at some point. That's what we're figuring out. But yeah, Monday nights, I think, you and me. It's basically going to be like Ben's What's Going On show. Basically, people come on and hang out while we play Grand Theft Auto and act like idiots. So, should be fun.
Yeah, we're really leaning into the video game aspect of Twitch right now, which is
it's
great.
It's kind of a thing on here. It's kind of a thing. Yeah.
That's how you get them viewers.
That's how we get them. That's how we get them viewers.
We had a new viewer join us on Thursday for quarantine. Well, last night for Quarantine Action Wrestling, who just like came in because they saw the WWE tag, and like it was like the new kid at school. Like they came into the chat and everyone's just like, "Oh, who are you?" and I was just like, "Be chill, guys.
Be cool."
Yeah.
Were they like, who is this? Or were they like, oh my god, new friend?
They were like new friend. They were the worst part about improvisers. Like just so like
people.
Yeah. Like,
It's like, have you ever taken a new dog to the dog park? If you take like a new dog to the dog park that's never been there before, it's like all the other dogs just come sniffing immediately, and it's a little much for the new person.
Right.
But yeah.
Super quick. Sorry. Okay. There's a dolphin documentary, Spy in the Pod. It's awesome. Little drone sea creatures follow around dolphins, and it's amazing. But it has all this like grandiose narration about what's happening. And there's this one scene where one young adult male dolphin meets another pod of young adult male dolphins, and they all investigate each other and swim and do this dance. And David Tennant narrates, I think he's narrating that one. Someone narrates about how this majestic dance is happening, and and this beautiful music. And the thing is, all of their dicks are out.
So it was kind of like Quarantine Action Wrestling.
Everybody's
dick was out.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what's great about chat is you can't tell.
It's amazing.
Oh, well, I think that's
the
right
note to end on.
That's the best way to do it. Thanks to Leah. Thanks to David for coming in and joining us. Everybody, thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll be back next Friday for more Hello Weekend. Stick around. Stick around. Watch all the stuff on 2MB. Follow, subscribe. Sign up for our Patreon. Buy merch. All kinds of stuff. All you can see in our About section on the Twitch. So until next week, y'all. See ya.
Goodbye, world.
Bye.